What's up, guys? So in this video I want to continue the conversation about finances and bankruptcy. I want to talk to you about something that's going on in my life right now, where my significant other told me she wasn't in love with me. You know, we were having an argument and so on and so forth. And what I want to tell you is, no matter where you're at in life, it doesn't mean because you have a lot of money, right, that the other person likes you. Money, let me explain something to you about the difference between having a lot of money / versus bankruptcy. When you have a lot of money, it just means freedom. That's all it means. It means you're free to do whatever you would like to do. Now, the most important thing is to have a lot of money and very good, decent friends. You know what I mean? Very good and decent people around you, so you could share your experiences with them. Now, bankruptcy is when you get involved in a project with money and then you don't have it anymore and it didn't work out for you. You know what I mean? Sometimes relationships don't work out, businesses don't work out, and so on and so forth. And that fucking sucks, because there's nothing worse than having a family, starting a family with somebody, and it just doesn't work out 15 years later because the other person is like, you know, the other person is humiliating you. You know what I mean? See, sometimes relationships, they don't work out, whether they be business relationships or intimate relationships, right? And the reason for that is it's very simple. It's predicated. It's really simple. It comes down to philosophy. What is that person's philosophy, right? You can't always say, right, oh, me, myself, and I. Selfishness is like, selfishness is somebody, if somebody accuses you of being selfish because, for example, you bought yourself an iPad on your birthday, which I have, and my significant other called me a selfish motherfucker, right? You have to understand, that's her perception of, that's her perception. You know what I mean? And I didn't do anything to her. I just bought myself an iPad. That's it. Because nobody gave a shit about me. You know, and nobody made a big deal of my birthday. So that person was insulting me, and I did nothing to them. So when you have a lot of money, it doesn't mean that relationships are going to work out. You need to be loved and cared for who you are as an individual. People need to accept you for all your faults. One of the worst, and I'll talk to you about certain lifestyles and stuff like that. One of the things that, forget about the social norms about what people say destroy relationships. Fuck them. Don't even listen to them, because there's no piggyback formula, right? There's no formula that says, oh, you got divorced, or your relationship, this person fell out of love with you because this. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Each relationship, each dynamic, there's a reason why the dynamic falls out of that person falls out of love with you. We don't know why, but they just do, right? And that's not what you sign up for. I signed up for a traditional Brady Bunch family, or fucking Leave It to Beaver. Like if the people from like my generation would watch Leave It to Beaver, you know what I mean? And the problem is that I have kids now in the mix, and now how am I gonna like make sure, like, you know, not only did I lose a few $1 million, now I'm about to lose my family because I love my children. But if you introduce, for example, if you have a man and a woman, and the man introduces pornography, strip club, how do you think that fucking makes that person, the other person, feel? And then if you take the woman, and the woman introduces a dildo in the relationship, like, and she's dildoing herself, how do you think that makes the man feel? You see, it's all private lifestyles. And if you have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do and whatever, freedom is not free, number one. Number two, you have to think of the other person. You have to really love the other person. You know, it's good when somebody talks to you about, hey, how's your day doing? Or, hey, how are you doing? You know? And you have to be still in a relationship. It's about you and the other person. Once you get involved in extracurricular activities with your kids, and that becomes your whole life, bussing them around, and you make the other person feel that they're insignificant, you're going to introduce a lot of problems. So having money doesn't mean you could lose it. It's a whole culmination of things. It could separate people and so on and so forth. Trying to do the right things for people, trying to do the right things for your family, and not getting something back. You know, if somebody decides to stop having sex with you, and then for a long period of time, which happened to me, what you tell me, what is my only option? The human being is a social creature. We're not meant to be solitary. We're not meant to be we're not meant to be by ourselves. I mean, we're by ourselves for a reason, but you know, but we need, like, to literally, I guess, understand where we want to be. We want people to love us. We want people to care for us. We want people to want to have sex with us. We want our partner, like, especially when you love them, you want this person to do all the slutty things, like the normal things, in the bedroom. See, when you close that door, it's when you close the door, you want to just be in that loving, caring relationships, and your sexual orientations have to match. If you have a different sexual orientation, like if somebody likes to be tied up and gagged and bound and all that, and you're not into that, your relationship is bound to fail, because that's like, intimacy is about two people who like want to be together and really love one another, and they're on the same page. They're on page 1 and you're on page 1. But when they're on page 5 and you're on page 2, it's just not going to work. You know? And when you put money into the mix, and you put a lot of it in, now you're free. You're free to do whatever you want. And that's what I'm trying to say, is you got, like, it's about your choices. It's about people mentoring you, right? It's about somebody mentoring you and helping you every step of the way. Make sense? It's not like people like to talk shit to others because they say the dumbest shit, or people do things to others. Either you want to be with that person or you don't want to be with that person. You know what I mean? Either you love the person or you don't. Love is not an on-off switch where you just decide, hey, I don't love this person anymore. It doesn't work like that. You either love them in the beginning or you didn't love them at all. It's that simple. Love is not just like, oh, it's a switch, and the next thing you know, like, oh, I'm just going to turn it off. Love is a chemical imbalance in the brain. And if you love your partner and you want to be with your partner despite how he or she looks like, or you want to have sex with them despite how they are, that, you know, you love them, you care for them. But it's when they do things that you don't agree with, that's when affairs happen, and that's when divorce happens. So so my partner has done things that I don't agree with, and it has made me feel insignificant. So no matter what is going on, when you have money, don't think because you have a lot of it, you're immune to somebody, like, oh, because you have money. Don't try to be conceited. If you have money, that's great. But when it comes to relationships, they just accept you for who you are. They love you for who you are. They like, you know, they don't sit there and blame and you did this and you did that, and they just accept you for who you are, and they don't try to make you like what they want you to be. You know, you are who you are, and you're not going to change. That's just my topic for today about relationships and money. Always remember, subscribe to my channel, ask me questions. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, and hopefully I can mentor somebody who doesn't want to go bankrupt. Alright, I'm checking out. I'll see you again.